then we started to recover and grew by about 3%, and now we are about 2%. So from 7, started to plateau to 4 something, 3 something, and then 2 something. So that's Thailand when you compare it from the past and to the present. And when you compare it to a bigger picture, yesterday IMF announced their forecasts in terms of economic growth. The world output will be about 3.2%. The US will grow by about 2.7%, and Thailand will grow by about 2.1%. So very much, this slide shows you that a developing country like Thailand is growing at about a developed country growth trajectory. Philippines is growing by 4 or 5. Indonesia is doing 4 or 5. Vietnam is doing maybe 6 or 7. So as a developing country, we should be growing about that area with our peers in Southeast Asia. But the truth is, we are growing at the age of Singapore, at the pace of Singapore. We're going on a pace of America, which is already a developed country. So because this kind of inequality, if I'm a leader and this is a country and we have about 300 people here, I want to be able to include all of you in my strategy. I don't want just the top 4 to take care of the economy and grow the country or use them as a competitive advantage of the country. I want to be able to include everyone so that you're part of my national strategy as a leader of the country, so that we can be competitive with any other countries around ASEAN, around Asia, around the world. But that's not the case anymore, because the top 1% wants to hold the resources to themselves and leave the remaining 99 to be like up in the air. So that's why the economy is not growing anymore, and it's plateauing, and that's going to hit finally if we don't do something about it, if we leave it as a status quo. So now just in 2 slides you have some numbers of the inequality problem, and also about the overall national trajectory of what it's going to be as of now in 2023, 24, and what can be expected in the future. Now we're going to spell out, going forward, the future of Thailand. When it comes to crisis, spell it out. What does it mean exactly by crisis? And that's crisis to me. Crisis, when you spell it out, C is for climate, R is for reskill, I is for innovation, S is super aging society, I is infrastructure, S is state reform. What's probably going through your mind is that if we're not talking about Thailand and you're thinking about your own country, that's probably the same kind of crisis for you, right? But I'm not going to be generic, because in each of the pillar, when I talk about climate, I'll be talking about Thai-specific issues, Thai-specific data. And then the page that follows that issue will be what I think the vision for Thailand should be. We are turning crisis into opportunity here. We're turning crisis into an industry here. We're turning crisis into the competitiveness of our country here. So it's going to be like that. It's going to be 2-page for climate, 2-page for reskill, 2-page for innovation. And once we finish that, you have the picture of what is going to be if we leave Thailand as it is, as a status quo. If we do nothing about it, this is what it's going to look like. But then again, I'm not just here just to complain or moan. I'm trying to hypothesize and turning challenges and weakness of our country into strength and opportunities as well. I think we go through the climate one, and then you probably start to understand what I'm trying to frame and what I'm trying to talk with you guys today. In terms of climate, Thailand is the 5th most vulnerable to climate impact in the world. If you're from Thailand or you just visited Thailand up north, you see how brutal, how severe, how frequent it has become. It's a flash flood that's coming down very quickly, and then in a couple of months it will be a forest fire. So, our beloved destination that we love to go in Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, it's something that you'll probably miss out for about